Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Syko Fixes Stuff. Today we're repairing the Electrolux Ultra Silencer Green, and that's unfortunately all I can tell you about this product, because the name tag and all the info you need is just gone. Since the product number is the only thing that helps you to order stuff from the Electrolux website, it was a pain in the ass to actually figure out what spare parts to order. So let's see what's wrong with this machine. Well, historically, first the cable winder broke and did not wind the whole cable all the way in. That's why it's hanging from the back. Then the cable itself got broken. I had to change the power plug and shorten the cable during this process. Of course, I shortened it too much and now the cable is ridiculously short. So let's change the cable winder, which is one complete unit, and while we're at it, I will also change some parts that are not up to snuff anymore. We start by getting the bag out, nothing unusual here. Next we get these two green trim pieces off. Okay, that was trim piece number 2. And off they go. And let's see what's next. What should we do next? No, not in there. But yeah, the trim pieces were hiding 2 screws, so we need to get those out. Okay, now you see just 1 screw, but there's one on the other side as well. Okay, let's see. This is the screw on the other side, and thinking back, I don't really think it's necessary to unscrew this screw as well. But yeah, as you'll see, this is one of many pieces that was removed which actually could have stayed in place. Well, the screws are out, but it seems that it won't open yet, but since we need to change the filter out anyway, yeah, this is the old one, yeah, we can put it aside as well. Moving on to the power slider knob, also a big pain to get it out, and this is maybe like the 5th time this thing is out already. So there's been some wear and tear, and this piece will be removed as well. In the past, some little pieces of plastic broke off, which rendered it unuseful. Yeah, you see how it's not really being handled very softly. And yeah, I had to glue it back up, do some bracing with some toothpicks, but yeah, gets the job done. But I have a spare part, so I'll fix that as well. Now I'm going to remove the lid from the hinges, just for easier access and, you know, not having a huge plastic thing flapping around in the breeze. You just push the tabs in on the hinges and the whole lid will pop out, and off you go. These 2 screws need to be removed since they hold a pretty big piece to the rest of the chassis. So after a lot of cussing and swearing, I managed to pop off the cover of the power regulator. Unfortunately, this glorious moment wasn't captured on camera, so yeah, deal with it. And again, I have no idea how to proceed with the disassembly, so I go and check some YouTube videos where this was achieved. And the most frustrating thing about this is that I have already had this open twice, but I just cannot remember how to get it done. And again I am removing screws which are totally not connected with the parts of the vacuum that need to be removed. And finally I got the side panel off, which reveals the faulty cable winding mechanism, but I still have to get the top off to be able to remove the whole unit. Now I'm trying to get the other side panel off, which is a double fail, since A, I cannot remove it, and B, it does not need to be removed at all. And this is the last screw that needs to be removed, at least I hope so. Now the whole upper piece is held in place only by the sheer power of plastic clips. Gotta be careful not to rip off the cable. And there we go. Voila! Here we have the main power unit, the cable winder, and the slidey thingy with the on-off switch, which is connected with the ribbon cable to the rest of the vacuum. Okay, it's not a ribbon cable, but it's a lot of cables on one connector. This is one of the parts that could have stayed where it is, so let's try to pry it back in. And snippity snip, and there we go. Yeah, thumbs up is the other way around. These two screws actually held it in place, so that's why I didn't want to move. So this is the part we need to fix. We unplug the main power connector and we can release the whole mechanism and pull it out. Here's also the little vacuum thingy that does, yeah, I don't know what it does. And the big question now is how to get the big electric plug through the small hole. After removing the insert, the plug fit through the hole. And now it's time to put the new part back in. Let's feed the cable through the insert. Actually the other way around, please. Yeah, there we go. And after some massaging, it snaps right into place. Yeah, a lot of massaging. Okay, so some screwdriver crowbar-like action was needed as well. Let's zoom out a bit. Yeah, that's a bit too much. That's okay. So let's try to put the thing inside. Yeah, I think this is the way it's supposed to get in. Here we connect the vacuum hose. And the struggle continues. Now I'm realizing that there is actually a guiding slot where you're supposed to put the vacuum line into. So let's put it in. Hook up the vacuum line. Connect the main power connector. But gotta figure out the proper way to do it first. And snap. There we go. Now it's time to connect the user interface section. This cable connects to here. And now wish me luck, please. I'll try to put this back on. Whoop, hold on. Let's put the cable back in. Come on, cable. Come on, cable, you can do it. You can do it. And now we get another swearing session because the thing would just not go back together. Or actually it did, but the cable winder button wasn't working. The issue was that this tab did not hold the cable winder correctly. Therefore, this wire that engages the winding action did not go correctly into the lower part of the cable winding button, hence no cable winding action. Now you know, so you don't have to make the same mistake as I did. Time to put back all the stuff that was unnecessarily removed. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. This did not have to go out. This is the new slider knob, or however you wanna call it. Let's align the slider pod all the way to the marked position. Now we put the black cover on. It turns out that the first step that's supposed to go in is the front one, then the rear one. I'm not quite sure if it's the same for the gray knob. Removing any residual gunk in the guiding slots. And cool, it's the same thing here as well. First the front, then the rear. A quick check to see if everything works. Cool, it's live. This is a WTF moment, but it turns out this gasket gets longer over the years, so you just have to jam it in somehow. Here we have the new filter. It's supposed to go in there. And watch for the orientation. Don't put it in the other way around. Now it's time to put the last 2 screws back in. And we put the lid back onto its hinges. The 2 green trim pieces just snap back in. And it's ready. Actually, hold on. There's still one important thing missing. Much better. Almost good as new. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in a new fixing adventure.